down the sideline, throws off bodies like clothes after a marathon.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in post, and it's good. Touchdown! Touchdown, 49ers!
It is second down. Ryan takes the snap, throws the slant to the left side. It's Russell intercepted. The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown. No greater redemption.
The San Francisco 49ers. We can do whatever we want.
Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? It's your boy Mike from Nothing But Niners Crew. And guys, we are here for a presser breakdown. This is a Patreon exclusive. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it, man. We're going to have a lot of fun. Shout out to the Patreonians out there in the chat. Shout out to you guys watching. I appreciate you guys. We're going to drop this here. We're going to do this one live here on Patreon. So if you guys are in here, if you guys are joining, feel free to leave some comments and all that. I will interact with you all you want. But I'm just going to go ahead and get right into this one. We got a lot of guys. We got 5 people to go over today. We've got Kyle Shanahan. We've got Robert Saleh. We've got Luke Ferrell. We've got Colton McKivitz. And we have, who was the fifth guy? Luke Ferrell, Colton McKivitz. Oh, man, I'm blanking on the other name. Where'd it go? Hold on. Give me a second. I'll tell you exactly who it is. I'm not shy, and I ain't scared, you motherfuckers. I ain't scared. Luke Ferrell, Colton McKivitz. Oh, and Nick Martin. How did I forget Nick Martin, man? Oh, yeah, my guy Nick Martin. Okay, so here we go. All right, we're going to jump right into it. Let's have some fun, man. Kyle Shanahan's going to kick this whole thing off. Then we're going to go to Robert Saleh. Let me put on the closed captions. Want to make sure you guys can see, hear, read everything that you can't see. And let me take this border off. Look at that. I think I am on point so far, man. I think I'm bodying this joint so far. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have some fun.
What's up, guys? Go ahead.
Kyle, was it the decision to release Greg Joseph? Can you explain that?
More just the roster numbers. I would have loved to keep him longer, allow them to play that out longer, but we had 13 guys out of practice today. We got 5 guys on PUP. It's just too many people to have that luxury. You know, it's awesome to have 2 kickers, allow them to battle, but they're not guys to really take reps. We need more people to take reps for.
Straight out the gate, Kyle Shanahan confirms everything that I've been saying. It was a competition. It was real. But I think he said 13 guys inactive and 5 guys. What did he say? 13 guys not practicing, 5 guys on PUP. Like, we need the roster spot. Just straight out the gate.
Play that out longer, but we had 13 guys out of practice today. We got 5 guys on PUP. It's just too many people to have that luxury. You know, it's awesome to have 2 kickers, allow them to battle, but they're not guys to really take reps. We need more people to take reps for us.
Y'all got to stop fucking with me and thinking I'm crazy. Y'all got to stop thinking that everything I say is crazy, some conspiracy theory or some bullshit. I'm not crazy. We've been watching football long enough, and this is why I said y'all got to tuck those emotions, man. Now, do I believe every single thing that the coach says? Absolutely not. He's not supposed to go out there and give away the game plan. But Kyle just confirmed the only reason Greg Joseph isn't here is because of the injuries. We had 18 people not at practice today, more injuries that occurred, right? And we need the roster spots. Would have loved to keep him here. Would have loved to keep him going. Kyle just said it. He just said, I'm not fucking crazy. I'm not. And if you guys saw the video earlier from YouTube, when the car ride conversation, y'all would have heard not YouTube, on Patreon, I said the same exact thing. All right? Let me chill. I don't want to be doing this all night long. Go ahead. Kyle, first question straight out the gate. What happened in the kicking competition? Why'd you let go of Greg Joseph? Wish he was still here, but we needed the roster spots. Too many guys not playing right now. We need every man up. We got to get through this. So we need the bodies here. I love that he said that straight out the gate. And I'm sure he'll mention more about it. But that does not mean it's not a competition anymore. We got to get through this shit, y'all. Come on, man. Let's go, Kyle.
We had 13 guys out of practice today. We got 5 guys on PUP. It's just too many people to have that luxury. You know, it's awesome to have 2 kickers, allow them to battle, but they're not guys to really take reps. We need more people to take reps for us.
What do you consider the competition final then?
I mean, he's not here, but there's never whether you have 1 kicker in the building or 2, which you rarely have 2, Kickers always know they're competing with whoever's out there, so I don't see it much different.
You have enough numbers to do this thing with the Broncos, or last year with the Saints you had to cancel it?
Yeah, it's easier when it's one day than two, and we'll have to be smart at some positions. I'm sure they have some issues too. I'll talk to Sean here the day before, and it's such good work that we'll find a way to make it work.
What do you like about Carter Bradley more than Mordecai that caused you to?
I mean, really, we brought him in not thinking.
Great question. If you guys were just watching me live, I just asked Wayne that same exact question. Why Bradley over Mordecai? All right. Why Bradley over Mordecai? I love that they asked, oh, man. Oh, this is starting to be one of my favorite questions already. Mike vindicated, and then asking the question that Mike wanted to know the answers to.
Here the day before, and it's such good work that we'll find a way to make it work.
What do you like about Carter Bradley more than Mordecai that caused you to?
I mean, really, we brought him in not thinking we'd make a move that day, but he did so well in our workout that went back and watched his 38 passes that he had in the preseason last year, and we wanted to get him in here so he could compete with Tanner. Then after some of the things that happened in practice, last practice, losing a number of D linemen, we just couldn't have the luxury to have two of them, especially with Rourke being on PUP too, because he's got to count. So maybe there's a chance we can get Tanner back. We'll see how this roster goes, but we'd like the chance to work with Bradley right now.
Is Bosa dealing with an injury?
No, we just gave him today off that day.
Let's check.
Kyle got his Achilles stepped on, just cut it, a little sore and stuff. So he's day-to-day with that.
Any of the
Kyle Juszczyk had his Achilles stepped on, so it's day-to-day. Thank God. Hopefully we dodged a bullet there, but it's sore, taking it easy. But that is something that we're going to have to keep an eye on later on. Oh, man. Tanner Mordecai is here in spirit, gone but not forgotten. He was not claimed by anybody off of waivers, so he is still available. But we'll have to see what happens, though. So this is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I forgot about Rourke. What's his name? Christian Rourke? Kirk Rourke? I don't it's something Rourke. Rouurke. I forgot all about him. We did draft a quarterback this year, and I said the Niners should draft a quarterback this year. They did, and I forgot all about this kid because he's been on PUP, but he's got to count for against the roster. And so, again, we get rid of a kicker because of that competition, right? So you got Rourke counting against the roster. You got Purdy counting against the roster. You got Mac Jones counting against the roster. You had Tanner Mordecai counting against the roster. And you had Bradley counting against the roster. That's 5 fucking quarterbacks. You got to let some of these guys go to get some healthier bodies in to get through this preseason, man. Man, come on, man. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
recent injuries, longer than day to day, more serious?
Yeah, Kevin Givens hurt his pec, similar to last year, so he's going to be out for a while. That'd be sometime during the season. Sam O going to be out probably a couple of weeks, most likely, with a groin injury. Isaac Garendo, shoulder injury. He's going to be out for a few weeks also.
God damn. Kevin Givens, couple of weeks. Sam O, a couple of weeks. Like, that's crazy. What?
Isaac Garendo, shoulder injury. He's going to be out for a few weeks also. And those are the main ones. What's that?
Evan Anderson.
Evan is about this week. We're hoping. He's got a knee bruise. Those can get better in a day. Sometimes they take a week, so we just got to see how that goes. Ankle. He might try to get in later in this week. Just the thing that he got surgery on this summer. Just flared it up a little, and we're just being smart with him right now.
Anything new on Juwan Jennings?
Same thing with his calf.
It's definitely health related, not business related.
You can ask.
That's what Wayne was alluding to. That's what Wayne was alluding to on the show. Anything with Juwan Jennings is definitely health related and not business related. Oh, bravo to the press. Ask the right questions early on. I'm 10 minutes in. I'm only 2 minutes into this presser. And I'm already satisfied. Y'all can hit me with the bullshit now. Give me this answer. Let's hear what he says. But, man, they are knocking it out of the park. Let's go, Kyle. Come on, let's go.
He might try to get in later in this week. Just the thing that he got surgery on this summer. Just flared it up a little, and we're just being smart with him right now.
Anything new on Juwan Jennings?
Same thing with his calf.
It's definitely health related, not business related.
You can ask him that, but he tells me it's his calf, and the calf shows, so it's got to be dealt.
Excuse me, bitch? Are you fucking kidding me?
You can ask him that, but he tells me it's his calf, and the calf shows, so it's got to be delicate with those calves. Calf, and the calf shows, so it's got to be delicate with those calves.
The fact is Moody, I don't know, offered at least some evidence that he's kind of steadying himself.
Damn, y'all didn't hear anything I said. My bad.
You can ask him.
Look at Kyle's eyes. Look at how quickly he gets off of the person that he's answering. He wants to make eye contact for the answer. And then he wants to look around. All right, I don't want to answer this anymore. Let me look around. Who's asking the next question? Where are you? Where are you? But he did not look back in the direction that he was looking in. He didn't look the opposite side. He tried to look straight ahead. Like, I don't want to look over there. Who's asking? Who's asking? Oh, shit, you're coming back from the same direction? Okay, my bad.
That, but he tells me it's his calf, and the calf shows, so it's got to be delicate with those calves.
The fact is Moody, I don't know, offered at least some evidence that he's kind of steadying himself and figuring some things out.
I mean, it shows he's kicking the ball real well right now, which he is. So is Greg, too. But, you know, Mooney's got a lot of talent, and he's been kicking the ball very well, and hopefully that continues.
Ricky had a nice practice on Saturday. What have you, I know his progress is going up the more reps he gets, but what have you in particular seen from him?
Really, that he's just getting back into it. You know, I thought he had his best practice last Saturday, and maybe had a better one today. So his reps are finally going up. He's been allowed to get into one-on-one here the last couple of days. His reps are getting there closer to the normal reps for all the other receivers. I think his first normal day will probably be versus Denver. But he's almost fully back, and that'll allow him to go through some things to get better and prepare for the year.
How much has Upton improved this offseason? How well is he playing right now?
I think he's doing a real good job. I thought he had a hell of a training camp. So, I mean, he was a guy that, you know, knowing that nickel position was open, you know, that was one of the reasons we invested that draft pick, and I'm hoping he can come in and do it right away. And he looked that way in OTAs, and he's looking that way so far now.
Bullets was saying yesterday.
High praise for Upton Stout by Kyle Shanahan here. And this is going to be something that I'm going to go ahead and give that an applause also. Fuck it. Like, Kyle doesn't really give praise to rookies often. He said we drafted him hoping he could be the starter, and he's looking that way. All right? That's something. And it sounded like it was Grant. I wonder if Grant's going to weasel in one of his little Trey Lance questions. You know that he was online gushing about Trey Lance. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to weasel one of those in, man. But let's see. But high praise for Upton Stout. Let's go.
Real good job. I thought he had a hell of a training camp. So, I mean, he was a guy that, you know, knowing that nickel position was open, you know, that was one of the reasons we invested that draft pick, and I'm hoping he can come in and do it right away. And he looked that way in OTAs, and he's looking that way so far now.
Bullets was saying yesterday that he's Stout like watching old film all the time. He's always very early. Have you seen that from him too? What does that say about just him as a rookie? As kind of a
yeah, it's I mean, he's made of the right stuff. Like, a lot of guys got to learn it, but he hasn't had to learn it. Yeah, you can tell he was that way in college because he came in right away like that. He's on everything. He's one of the bigger competitors that I've seen coming in as a rookie, and every day he's doing as much as he can on and off the field, and that's why he's passing a lot of guys up.
What are your impressions of the O-line the first time?
Did y'all hear what he just said? That's why he's passing a lot of guys up. He's not just looking good in practice. He's passing guys at that position, at that role, that nickel spot.
He's a rookie, and every day he's doing as much as he can on and off the field, and that's why he's passing a lot of guys up.
Dare I say it? Dare I play it? Do we have a dog?
Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Pet that dog? Yeah,
Oh, we might have a dog on our. I like it. We might have a dog on our hands. Let's go.
Impressions of the O-line in the first half of camp.
I mean, I think, our starters, just the same as always. I think they've done a solid job. It's been nice to get Barch back in there, missing the first 2 weeks. So I think this was his third practice with no setback, so that's encouraging. And then all the guys after those, and we got a group of young guys. We have some one-year guys we brought in as free agents back in January or at the end of last season, and those guys are competing. We got to see how our backups end up. We know we got a new left guard with losing Banks, but after that, it's open for all the depth at everywhere.
He delivered so much last year as a rookie, and then in theory he takes an even bigger jump this year from first year to second year. Are you seeing that?
Not yet. I mean, well, tell us the year goes. I mean, he jumped out.
Did y'all hear what he just said? The question was, Pooney was very impressive, looked really good last year. You hoping to build on that and take a jump. Are you seeing that so far this year? And he said, not yet, but we'll see as the year goes. What? Let me find out Dominic Pooney is not having a good camp. And it's funny, now that I think about it, I haven't heard his name mentioned a lot. Now that I think about it, I haven't heard about him in one-on-ones. I haven't heard about him just doing anything. Now, no news is usually good news. You don't hear about him getting beat also. But I just haven't heard his name at all. And for Kyle to go out there and be like, yeah, not so much, oh, boy.
And then in theory he takes an even bigger jump this year from first year to second year. Are you seeing that?
Not yet. I mean, well, tell us the year goes. I mean, he jumped out the gate so fast last year because we had an injury to our starter and our backup within the first 2 practices. So we got thrown in there right away. Had a hell of a year. He's doing a good job as usual, but right now we're in the middle of camp. All those guys are pretty tired out there, but I always say you're getting better or worse, so I hope he takes a step forward this year.
Is Michael's ankle injury still hindering him in any way?
No. I mean, we give him a rep count and stuff. We're careful with him on it, but it's not a high ankle sprain or anything like he had last year. He zinged it a little bit ago, but it wasn't a high ankle, so we're just always aware of that and careful.
Rose Matos out there on the sideline. Well, not on the sideline, but in between both fields. Do you know when he's expected to
We're hoping
return?
Raiders week. Yeah, we've started to rep up his D-line work and stuff off the field, so hopefully he'll have a chance next week.
Is Bernardo Green still on track for the Raider week too?
Yeah, same thing.
Kyle, last year you guys were 32nd in wide receiver separation. This year you're adding a lot of speed. Isabella today chosen. Is that by design? I mean, do you have a change in philosophy with what you want to see at wide receiver?
No, we just try to get the best available. Sometimes that's the fastest guy available. Sometimes it's the biggest, strongest. I mean, whatever it is. But, you try to always have 12 guys in training camp, and we got a few guys that are hurt and can't go, especially with BA because you got to count on your roster with him being on PUP and everything. So we're down on numbers there. Those guys run all camp, and would always love to add more speed and if it's available and if they're good players. And those were 2 guys who can run that we were happy to add. Isabella went down with an ankle today, so I know he had a setback, so we didn't get him out there today. Hopefully it's not too bad, though.
Was chosen one of the guys who, because he's familiar with the system, was easier to...
And we can go ahead and say now Isabella was released, he was released. So he is no longer with the Niners, so that ankle injury was more significant than what they thought.
If they have familiarity with the system, it makes it a lot easier. Sometimes when you sign a guy, you need those reps, but they can't line up for about a week. So anytime somebody has crossover, it helps them get in there and help out the other guys faster.
Barch was a tight end for most of his life, until later in college. Can you see, just with his movement, I don't know, just things he can do with his body that lends itself to, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Is it athletic?
Yeah, he is. No, he's wired right. We love his talent level in that way. I think a lot of guys who move like that, they did play other positions as they grew up. I remember, I think when we drafted Dwayne Brown at Houston, I remember him being a tight end going into college. Trent probably could have played whatever he wanted to. But yeah, those guys, the athletic ones aren't always alignment their whole life.
Ferrell's acclimation to the system?
He's done a good job. We brought him in here because we think he's a really good blocker and definitely can do some things in the pass game. We're asking him to do some things he hasn't done before, starting back into OTAs, and he's been very conscientious of it, getting all the reps of it, and I think getting better at what we're asking him to do each day.
Kyle, how valuable is the joint practice considering probably your ones are mostly going to go there and not play a lot this preseason?
I think it's real valuable. I mean, sometimes you can't do it. I'd always would like to do it. I am more excited just going against someone once. In the past, I've always done 2 days, and I'm always really excited. And by the end of the first day, I'm always wishing we didn't have to go the second day. So kind of glad we're ahead of that on this. And it's always good to go against different schemes, too, different players. We're going against each other every day, same guys, same scheme. It gets a little bit old, and it's a good way to switch it up.
Why the preference for just one day?
Because usually the second day is just whoever does better the first day. Usually they get killed the second day and everyone ends up fighting, and it just ends up not being worth it. So I think one day should be a little easier.
Look forward to practicing against Huff and Greenlaw if they're out there.
I love seeing them. Don't really like practicing or playing against guys that I really like and have a lot of love for, but I'll enjoy seeing them.
These joint practice.
Actually, a good question and good answer. I forgot all about that. You're going to have two guys out there very familiar with Kyle Shanahan's offense. That's going to tell me a lot. It's going to tell me a whole lot. We know about how Kyle likes to space things and people out and all that stuff. Greenlaw shouldn't be falling for that. And whether they're out there or not, that's knowledge and information that they can be given to their team. So this is going to be very, very interesting to see how it plays out. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Good question, man. The media stepping it up in this presser. They're stepping it up.
Will you get on the horn with Peyton and hammer out a script, or is that somebody on your staff that does that? And is there some flexibility on the day of the practice to kind of switch it up?
Yeah, always. You always got to work together, especially you understand what each teams are going through, and you got to see how they are. Usually the team always sends over suggestions, and the home team kind of picks out what you do. They send a bunch of stuff over. We worked on it yesterday when the players were off, and I'm sure Sean and I will talk the day before he gets here.
It's a Hall of Fame game. Were you pleased to see Trey Lance play well?
I didn't watch it, but very pleased to see him play well. I'm always pulling for Trey, and I love Trey.
Broncos.
Great answer by Kyle. There's that bullshit question by Grant. We knew it was coming. He can't help himself. It's just like we knew it was coming. I mean, it was right there on the wall. First opportunity, and great answer. Great answer by Kyle.
More guys.
Broncos defense was very good last year. Might be better this year. Are you curious to see, just how your offense? I don't know. It's joint practice, not the end of the world, but I mean, some curiosity to see how they fare against the Broncos.
Definitely. I mean, and not just our offense, our whole team. I think the Broncos have a very good team. I think they were sneaky good last year. You could see them improve throughout the whole year. They got a bunch of real young, good talent, and they had a bunch of real good players. So expect them to be one of the better teams in the league this year.
So how do you kind of approach practice, and maybe you can or cannot tell us, but for tomorrow, being that you guys are off on Wednesday, do guys like Bosa, CMC, Juice, are they all back out there, or?
Yeah, we'll get all those guys back out there. Tomorrow will be like, we have low, medium, and high days. It'll be a medium day for us with reps. On Wednesday, we won't have them practice, but we'll walk through Denver stuff so they have an idea, knowing what fronts and stuff and schemes are going against. And then Thursday should be our most reps of any practice. And we try to build up to 40, and that's our first day of that.
Do you have a plan for the preseason game at all about who's going to play?
Not yet. We'll decide that after the practices, but we don't play mini starters in the first game, but definitely don't just rest all 22 either. So we got to figure out how to get through the game, what's best for our guys, what's best for our team, and I got an idea of it, but got to watch how these two practices go first.
Now, some coaches think that you could get more from these joint practices than the actual preseason games. Where do you stand?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, you know what you're going to get. You can set it up, and you can make sure everyone gets a certain amount of work. You get into certain games, and there's certain things you'd like to see, but you're competing and stuff. You don't always know what's going to happen, who's in there, the type of groups there are and stuff. Sometimes you have one guy you want to see in there, but you can't do certain things because of the rest of the group that's in there. So usually in practice, you can make sure you get to see all the stuff you want.
I was talking about BA's presence in OTAs as a player coach. How important or valuable has it been to keep him engaged in that way and helping along some of the younger guys and you guys in that room?
I think it's very valuable. I mean, it's so hard on these guys when they're hurt because meetings aren't the most fun. And when you go out there and watch football, all you do is think about how bad it sucks that you're not playing. So that stuff wears on those guys. And they focus on the rehab and so much to get back. But then when you get back, you're a little bit rusty. You don't hearing things every day. And it's so good to have BA in the meetings, out on the field, doing all that stuff. So when he is ready to go back, he can leave right where he left off.
Giving Brandon Ayuk props seems to be a lost art. Tipping your hat to him, giving him a positive nod, even though he's not out there on the field. Good question, good answer by Kyle. And said it's very valuable. Love hearing it, man. This is what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Somewhere, sorry, real quick question since you mentioned BA being out there. He's interested in leading the wide receiver meetings. Now, they could be fake, but I did read that on Twitter.
I missed that on Twitter, but I mean, I hope our receiver coach is leading the meetings, and I hope BA is very involved. But I'll check with Twitter.
Kyle, Greg Papa, always around in the building. Just how much has he been missed this summer?
We love having Papa around. He watches everything. Eavesdrops sometimes a little too much. We got to back him up. But no, we love Greg. I love doing my TV show with him. He's been awesome. I was telling my kids about that, and my youngest daughter didn't know his name, and then Carter imitated his voice when the Niners scored touchdowns and stuff, so she knew exactly who he was then. But Greg's awesome. We're all pulling for him, and he's in a battle, but a battle we know he's going to win. All right, thanks, guys. What's up, guys?
Sorry. All right, so cool presser from Kyle there. I'm not mad at that at all. That was a good one, so to speak. Good, like I said, good questions by the media. Man, like they really knocked it out the park. So our next guy is going to be none other than Coach Saleh. Let's go ahead and get him pulled up here. And let's see what he's got to say. I don't think I've done this one already, so let's see what Coach Saleh has to say.
The young defensive lineman in camp knows a lot of details, like in terms of aiming places and learning the system. How much more detail is it than people realize as far as young guys and their adjustment to this level?
What the hell? I could hear the question better than the answer. What the fuck is happening right now? Are the Niners?
There's so many different types of schemes that they run, and if you're not on it, you can just get flushed out of the play. So our offense gives us, the great thing about playing our offense is we get a great opportunity to see all these different blocking combinations and our defense.
CJ West was saying, there's no red shirt in here. We understand we have to come in and do. How do you as a coach kind of find that line between okay, I know they're going to make mistakes, but we got to get them ready as quickly as possible?
No, you just hit it. I think of all the major sports, the NFL relies on the people more than me. You come in, and they put it in the water and just go straight. And so those rookies, they're going to make mistakes. The hope is that they're smart enough, I guess you could say, or they can acclimate well enough where they don't make the same mistake twice, if that makes sense. And when you throw them in, and it's the expectation, that's why I said it way back in the field, the expectation for the rookies is that they should break work every day, and that they get better every day. That's the expectation. They're going to have splash plays in between, they're going to have air-pulling moments, but as long as they're focused and they feel like they're in the front day to day is good, and they're taking care of their bodies and studying and preparing every day like a professional, you trust that they'll grow and get better every day.
Default pass today from there was a default pass today from Purdy to Christian McCaffrey. The two Winters was running moving try to always complete. How is he at that facet of the game?
Oh yeah, his coverage ability is as good as anybody.
Okay.
You trust him in those situations. You normally with a guy like Christian on the field, you're not going to want to be in a call that puts it back one-on-one, but gave him the op and he won. And with every passing day, he builds more and more trust that he can do that. And the more he shows that he can, it just creates openings for everybody else, especially from a blitz standpoint, where we can send extra people in at their protection, knowing that we have guys all over the place that can handle the different athletes that the league has to offer.
When you talk generally about the rookies showing great growth and getting better every day, Is there anybody currently that kind of epitomizes that to you?
Yeah, I knock on wood, you know, we love this rookie class. They're all attacking every moment. You know, I know Fred spoke pretty candidly about Upton Stout. He's doing a hell of a job. Alfred's been getting better every day, getting his legs underneath him, showing some really good progress in the run game. CJ's been showing good stuff in the run game. Michael, obviously, it's hard to see in there, but his pass rush on the inside's been fantastic. And even Siegel, safety, is coming along really strong and doing a really nice job. So just overall as a group, they're getting better, they're competing. You know, going against a really, really precise offense. I mean, our offense has been rolling out for 8 years, and so the precision at which they operate is pretty damn good. So they're getting all they're getting all they can handle as rookies. It's as hard as it's going to get for them going against our offense and all the different things they do. But they're showing that it's not too big for them.
What does Michael do that makes him an effective interior rusher?
You know what? He's got great feet. He's kind of awkward because he's long, he's tall. He's not a traditional three technique. So he's got great foot speed and strength and power and length to just, he's shifty. He can get outside his frame. I'm trying to figure, like, it's different for guards to go against a guy like him. And he's so good with his hands. He's so good with his feet. He plays with great pad level. He's got power. So he's a three-way player. He can run around you. He can run through you. He can counter. And, you know, he's showing all of it off. And, you know, and he still has a long ways to grow. So, you know, like I said, he's going to be a good football player in this league. And it may not come this year, but you could see it through practice that this kid, once he gets it, it's going to be special.
That's terrifying. He said all that positive shit about Michael Williams. And at the very end, he said, it may not come this year, but he's going to be special. Do all those glowing comments, like, he was just raving about this guy, and then you end it with, it may not be this year? You said so many positive things.
You know, he's showing all of it off, and you know, he still has a long ways to grow. So, you know, like I said, he's going to be a good football player in this league, and it may not come this year, but you can see it through practice that this kid,
Oh
once he
my
gets it,
God.
it's going to be special.
Knock on wood. I mean, as you know, the odds are all these defensive rookies are not going to be all the NFL starters. It doesn't. It could, right? But
Some of them, everything else is hard.
But I mean, are you kind of like, geez, this is going well? I mean, you're kind of joking about not wanting to jinx it, but are you just pleasantly surprised just because, you know, the future really is unknown?
It is. You know, like I joke with Kyle that shoot, if you hit 50% of your draft picks in a year, that's a hell of a draft class, you know. And I think that's why we're all excited to go for Denver to come in. You know, sometimes you get into a routine where you're recognizing the same bodies, the same players, the same stems, the same formations, and so the encouraging thing is that they can learn when they see the same thing over and over again. The challenge now is going to be a completely new opponent with no preparation because we're not preparing for Denver. We're lining up, just throw it on the field and see how they play. So we're really excited to see how it goes, and fully expecting some lumps along the way. But one thing is for certain, I do think that their competitive drive is going to be there.
What do you like about Bradley?
That wasn't all the reasons down all that, but what the real testament is what we played against this guy. What I like about that is going to be the exact opposite. No pressure, not so much staying there and watch you when you're out. We're throwing out there. I like hearing him say so that's good. Yes, the guys, if they have time to study and if they can go against these guys, they're going to be okay, which tells me we're going to dominate our division. Maybe not this year, but in the future, we're going to dominate our division with these rookies especially. I like hearing that, right? The more they play against them, the better they are. But he's expecting some lumps. What if there are no lumps? If they can learn on the fly and with time, whoo, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, come on. Let's go.
Their competitive drive is going to be there.
What do you like about Bradley and Nye? He was really good at Utah, and he really killed it in the, I guess, the UFL. I know you had him with the Jets.
Yeah. Bradley, he came to us at the Jets from Dallas as a practice squad guy, gave us an op to work with him. We were all really excited to work with him. We thought that he had a legit chance to make a really good roster D-line room in New York, and he tore his ACL during OTAs, and which set him back. Proud of him. He found his way. He had a really successful season. So he's here. He's a good player. I'm not going to say who I compare him to, but he's a very smart, effective player. He's got great versatility. So it's a great opportunity for him. Hope he takes advantage of it.
So that's too early to have lineups at this.
Now he said Bradley. He said that he formerly played with him, and then he tore his ACL. He left the league, and then he came back. So he's talking about defensive lineman Bradley Ane, right? Defensive lineman Bradley Ane. And I hope I'm saying his last name right, because I do not mean to be disrespectful in the least bit. That is not my goal here. But he is somebody who was with the Jets, right? So he played college ball at Utah, and then college ball at Utah, and then he was a 5th-round pick for the Dallas Cowboys in 2020, and he went to the Jets in 2022. So it was the Cowboys for 2 seasons. Then he kind of bounced around, off-season and practice squad so he was with the Jets for 2 years, then the Falcons, and then the Jets again, practice squads in 2024. Then he went to Birmingham Stallions, and now he's with the Niners, right? And what did he do while in Birmingham? All right. It says, I wanted to see his stats. Damn it. Oh, no, they just picked him up from there, I guess. All right, well, never mind. I thought he had stats. No, they should have played, though. Hold on. Birmingham Squadron. No. Birmingham Stallion. Sorry, not Squadron. I'm going basketball. Stallions. All right. Stats. Team stats. Here we go. And we want to go to defense. Individual. All right. Ooh, it's something magical. It's in the air. All right, here we go. And I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, diddly-dee, and there they are. Standing in a row, boom, boom, boom. Big ones, small ones, some as big as your head. I don't see him on the stat sheet. All right. Well, he said he wasn't going to tell us who he compares him to. I don't see him here, guys. So I don't know. I looked at 2024. I looked at 2025. I looked at postseason, regular season. I am not seeing his name anywhere. All right, let's try one more thing. Let's try this. It was Birmingham. Stallion stat.
The other guys. When you go through the holes that you have to fill in that defense, is Upton kind of one of those ones that you're almost for sure he will have a starting spot?
No, To piggyback off Kyle, you could probably say is the inside track in a very long race. And, we still have 3 preseason games. He's still got to show that he can do what he's been doing against different competition. He's still got to show he can tackle. So there's still a lot of things that he has to show. Same with all these rookies. So you can say he's got the inside track, but like I said, we're in a marathon and we haven't completed the first leg yet. So
that's what I'm talking about, Robert. That's what I'm talking about, Robert. You humble that young man. I don't want to keep hearing all this crazy smoke being blown up his ass. I don't want to hear it. Right? Nothing negative, but no, I wouldn't say that. He's still got a lot that he's got to show them to do. I like that.
Still that are no longer here, when did Kyle or whatever, did they kind of outline to you, like, you're gonna have a different defense? I mean,
yeah, no, we knew what we were getting into. But that's the exciting part, to go do it again. We're going to do it again.
Is this reminiscent? I mean, I know it's different. You have obviously rookies, in 17. I guess what are the similarities and differences between the two experiments?
It is different. That the similarity is a bunch of people learning a whole new system. There's possibility that there might be 8 new starters on defense, and the difference being a lot of them are rookies where, you still had Jimmy Ward, you had Tart, you had K'Wan Williams, you had some veteran presence along with the D-line, you had Buck and Armstead, linebacker room. I think we brought in a whole bunch of new people after our first year. But but the challenge is the same in the sense that there's a lot of new people here too. You got Pinnock is new, you got Richie Grant, Neal, Trey Brown. There's a bunch of new players here too, and it's a really cool mixture of veterans along with a bunch of young guys who are kind of injecting a lot of renewed youth into the vets. They're out there making plays. It's exciting, and they've got great intent to all of them. They got great football character where they're constantly fighting every single day to find the little nugget to get better, and which makes Fred want to go talk to one of them to help them out, which makes Lenore want to talk to these guys, and they're making it fun, and they just got to keep competing at the level they're trying to compete at. Cool. Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
All right. So I'm going to say I was going to McKivitz, Ferrell, and Martin. I'm going to say that. I'm going to do that tomorrow. We are not going to watch it all the live. And so I will take that but that's going to do it. I'm sorry. I want to tell you I love this movie. I don't understand hear it. Let me know how that is. I'll get it maybe. I'll figure it out. I'll find it. That's going to be a really good video. I appreciate you guys. Love you. Prepare for glory. Take pain. Always. Talk to you.
We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. Hey, see, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure. If you looking to find us, we them nothing but Niners. Nothing but Niners. We nothing